everyone. Good morning and welcome to the People's Church Heart for Souls. We're so excited that you're here. So please go ahead and stand. And let's see. Mr. Bill, would you like to come up and light the candle symbolizing the mind, body, and spirit? Thank you very much. Are we here and accounted for? Wonderful, wonderful. Please join me in an attitude of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for the blessings of this amazing and beautiful day. Thank you for the sun that began to shine. Thank you for the love that is shared by so many in this church. Be with us. Open our eyes, open our hearts to your wisdom and your love. We ask this in your precious name. Amen. So join us for our first song, and that shall be Mr. Leonard.
Annette, which is number 11.
There's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. You may say you're dreaming, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine your possessions. Wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. I still love that song.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really a song that's so true of who and what we are, because we imagine this church, and this is where we are. So we are very, very blessed. Well, now it's time to go into the Holy Book message. And today what I decided to do was I can do all kinds of different things, but today is a little different anyway. I'm going to go ahead and take a minute to talk about who Buddha was, because I think as we're exploring these different types of religions and opening our hearts and souls to listening to the different paths, it's important to take a couple of minutes to look at the different ones and how they actually came to be. So who is Buddha? Buddha was not a name, but a title. It's a Sanskrit word that means a person who is awake. What Buddha is awake to is the true nature of reality. Simply put, Buddhism teaches that we all live in a fog of illusions created by mistaken perceptions and impurities, hate, greed, ignorance. A Buddha is one who's freed from the fog. It is said that when a Buddha dies, he or she is not reborn, but passes into the peace of oh my goodness, y'all know the word. Nirvana, here we go. It came, Nirvana. Which is not a heaven, but a transformed state of existence. Most of the time, when someone says the Buddha, it's a reference to a historical person who founded Buddhism. This was a man originally named Siddhartha Gautama, who lived in what now northern India and Nepal about 25 centuries ago. The traditional story begins that Mr. Gautama's birth in Lumbini, Nepal, in about 567 BCE. He was the son of a king and raised in sheltered opulence. He married and had a son. The prince was 29 years old when his life changed. In a carriage ride outside of the palaces, he first saw a sick person and then an old man, then a corpse. This shook him to the core of his being. He realized that his privileged status would not protect him from sickness, old age, and death. When he saw a spiritual teacher, a mendicant holy man, the urge to seek peace of mind arose in him. The prince renounced his worldly life and began a spiritual quest. He sought teachers and punished his body with ascetic practices such as extreme prolonged fast. It was believed that punishing the body was a way to elevate the mind, that the door to wisdom was found at the edge of death. However, after 6 years of this, the prince felt only frustration. Eventually, he realized that the path to peace was through mental discipline. At Bodh Gaya, in the modern Indian state of Bihar, he sat in meditation beneath a ficus tree, the Bodhi tree, until he awakened or realized enlightenment. From that time on, he would be known as the Buddha. He spent the rest of his life teaching people how to realize enlightenment for themselves. He gave his first sermon in modern-day Samarina, near the Benares, and then walked from village to village, attracting disciples along the way. He founded the original order of the Buddhist nuns and monks, many of whom became great teachers also. He died in Kushner, located in what is now the state of Uttar Pradesh in northern India in about 483 BC. The traditional story of the Buddha's life may not be factually accurate. We have no way to know for certain. Historians generally agree there was a historical Buddha and that he lived sometime in the 4th through the 6th centuries BCE, give or take. It is believed that at least some of the sermons and monastic rules recorded in the oldest scripture are his words, or something close to his words, but as far as most historical scholars will go. This was written by Barbara O'Brien in allianceroar.com. Well, now we have to just take a couple of minutes. This week I have battled a plethora of fog. My world was unbalanced with unknowns, which were far driving the bus of my existence. I'm a doer and a fixer, as most of you know, and I like to try to plan accordingly, to coordinate the chaos and to busy my way through the mist of diagnoses and personal fears. My husband has been in the hospital. He's home now, I'm grateful to say. But a dear friend of mine sent me a lifeline, Freedom in the Midst of Fear by Tara Brach. It's a 2-part series on fear. One understanding of the spiritual path is relating wisely to fear. Our conditional reaction is to feel aversion to fear and to do anything but simply experience it. We discover freedom when instead of reacting or recognize and open the fear with kind, committed presence. While fear might or might not remain with awareness, the suffering of being identified as a fearful self dissolves. These were many magical words that really helped to balance me again. It's so important in life to truly step back and re-examine why we react the way we do to certain situations. This was a wonderful and enlightening depiction of being with fear, not letting it overwhelm you, but to really look at where we come from and our natural responses that are built in. We learn the presence of fear and how we react to fear way before we learn to speak. It's ingrained. So to stop when we're reacting in that fearful space sometimes, to take a breath and to reevaluate where we are and what we're feeling, and just being with the fear of the unknown is an okay place to be. So for this week, I want to say thank you to everyone who sent me so many beautiful, wonderful prayers, and to my husband too. He is home, which is a wonderful thing. He's very weak. He is on oxygen at home, but at least he doesn't have that terrible deep rattle in his chest anymore. So I think that we really are into a different space and place. And another thing that was a true blessing about going to the hospital was that we now have a full, real medical evaluation of him, because there's been a lot of challenges in the last several years, and so many angels were there working with us too. So I just wanted to take a moment to, first of all, talk about Buddha and the fog, relate how I lived in the fog and how I continue to live in the fog, and we all continue to live in fogs from time to time, and how we can take a moment to clear the fog, to see what's the true light way for each of us. So, thank you. This is a tough transition time, you know, because then I go right from there right into the meditation. We should do a bada bada boom. All right, now we're going to go ahead into the healing portion, and I'm going to ask Marty to be a healer, and Linda, where did she go? Oh, would you like to be a healer, please? I didn't even see it. I'm like, no wonder, but I can't find her. She's hiding. She's over there by her. So I'm going to go ahead and lead a guided meditation in the back of the room. We do have our different healers, and so please go ahead and work your way over to them. And if a chair becomes available, they'll ring a bell in the back of the room. But for each of us, in order to go forward, we're going to go ahead and read on the back the prayer for spiritual healing. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. Okay, so for everyone else, just go ahead and close your eyes. Get comfortable. Uncross your legs and arms and just relax. Find yourself in a peaceful space. This is your time. Your time to be. Feel the chair beneath you, fully supporting your body. Take a deep breath in and out. As you inhale, you're breathing in God's love and light. And as you exhale, you're releasing. You're releasing the stress and the tension. waves of relaxation flow through your body and gently flow out the bottoms of your feet. You're going to relax all the parts of your body, starting with your hips and your legs and your thighs and your knees. Just allow the energy to gently flow down and out the bottoms of your feet. Relax your torso, your stomach, and your spine. Allow the energies to slowly fall down and out the bottoms of your feet. Relax your shoulders and your neck and your clavicle, your arms, your elbows and wrists and fingers. Feel the relaxation flow all through your head. All tension is just released and flowing down and out the bottoms of your feet. Your body's completely relaxed. Now bring your attention higher to the top of your head, to your crown chakra, and open it as if a lotus flower is unfolding. Feel the golden energy shimmering, flowing down and into your head, around your face, between both of your hemispheres of your brain, tingling and vibrating, re-nourishing every cell. Allow that fulfilling, tingling, and pulsing sensation to continue down your throat, down into your chest, your arms and fingers, all vibrating and being filled with this golden energy light. Travels into and through your bloodstream, your nervous system, through all your capillaries and organs. Feel this pulsing energy continue to heal each cell within your body. It continues down through your hips, down your legs and your feet. Your entire body is being filled with this healing energy light. As it continues to heal and flow in, you allow your spiritual body to be released and travel upward. Upward and out your crown chakra. You travel upward one stair at a time. The stairs are crystal, and above you see a rainbow, shimmering, and all of its light colors are bouncing down upon the crystal staircase, illuminating them different colors. You continue upward on the red and the orange and the yellow, the green, the blue, the indigo, violet, and the crystal white again, and find yourself standing on the very top of the crystal staircase. You look around you, and you see a solar system before you. The stars are brightly around. You see many different planets there, different light sources. You see the Milky Way far ahead, and you just find yourself in this space of darkness, but it's not dark at all because of all the sparkling stars around you, and different planets far away, and solar systems all around. You find perfect peace in this space, and you listen. You listen with your heart.
My child, you have come. Ah, look around you and see. See the beauty of more than just your earthen plane, but all planes around. The solar system is filled with many galaxies, many suns, many moons, many rings, many stars. The universe has an air of existence far beyond what your tiny mind generally ever comprehends. There is life beyond where you find yourself, life in many forms, air in different formats, and just existence of being in so many different types. Yes, child, you know of one, and you explore deeply into the spiritualism of others. You follow your heart, you follow your mind and wisdom, and the guidance that you receive through me and other masters and teachers within your worlds. And let us not forget the earthly angels who are all placed around you to help and to guide you, to support and to love you. Look around. See the vastness of all life that is around you. You find yourself as a tiny speck, but you are not, my child. You are the same brilliant light as those others that you see around you. You create light, you create life. You can and you are and you will be anything that can possibly be imagined through the capacity of your brain, or from what you allow to lead and guide you with your heart, child. Open, my child. Open your heart and open your spirit to all the relevance that is available to you, child. I love you, my child. Do you feel the perfect peace and joy that I am gifting to you? Never doubt or fear the brilliance and honor of what I feel for you, exactly as you are, child. You are perfect in my eyes. So when you are home, looking upon the mirror, open your heart's eyes and see the reflection as I do for the beautiful being of you. Blessings to you, child. Blessings to you. Every part of your existence is shimmering and tingling with the truth of what you have heard from your God source. You are loved. You are perfect, and you are at peace. It's time to go ahead and to turn your way back. Turn your way back around once again. You look far beyond the stars, and you know the truth that you shine just as brightly as all those around you. Back to the top of the staircase, and you go down one at a time. The rainbow of colors is still there, shimmering and shining upon the crystal stairs. You go down one step at a time. There's indigo, and there's blue, and green, and yellow, and orange. find yourself entering back into your physical body, you begin to feel the room around you, the chair beneath you, and again you feel your energies settling back into your physical. You can wiggle your fingers and toes, and go ahead and close your crown chakra, and continue to feel this golden, shimmering, healing light within, purifying all the cells in your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes as you feel ready. And find yourself back in this space and in this place once again. Amen. Thank you. Amen. All right, the next portion of our service is our inspirational lecture. So let me go ahead and introduce our inspirational lecturer today, Mr. Joy Sagar. Joy was born and raised and educated in India. He completed his bachelor's in commerce in 1994 and earned a postgraduate diploma in sales and marketing in 1999. Joy started his career as sales and marketing professional and quickly progressed to work as an independent recruiter specializing in sales, education, and the IT industry. IT industry? Wait a minute. I have meetings. Since 2003, Joy has been working in healthcare as a non-clinical personnel. At an early age, Joy started to recognize his psychic gifts, intuitive skills, and intimate interest in spiritual studies and philosophies of all religions. He explored different metaphysical subjects ranging from palmistry, numerology, tarot, Vedic astrology. He found his passion following through Indian astrology. Joy tested his skills and found that he has a way with the stars and signs. He's been reading astrology charts since 2000 in a professional capacity. Joy studied Reiki healing and was commissioned a Reiki master. Joy participated in healing events and circles as an active Reiki practitioner on numerous occasions. In 2003, Joy was introduced to Casadega. After many years and many hours of psychic development, eventual mediumship development, and public and private demonstration of his abilities, Joy was commissioned as a certified medium and a healer in 2013 by Southern Casadega Spiritualist Meeting Association. Currently, in addition to his day job, Joy Sagar is a psychic medium, an intuitive reader, a spiritual healer, and practices Indian astrology. He enjoys public speaking, teaching, learning, and educating like-minded individuals. Joy has been well received with the spiritualist congregation and churches, and he certainly is a welcome gift to each of us. So please help me welcome Joy Sagar.
Thank you, Judy. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're feeling as great as I am.
Of course.
That's awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. As I speak with you, or speak in this moment, I always like to remind these words are not just for you, but they are just for me as well. And I speak from my heart, I speak from inspiration. So we'll explore what's ahead of us. I was not sure until we sang this song just before my introduction. And that was just almost like a sign from Spirit. It's like, okay, this is what we will share. Driving in from Casadega, it was an interesting ride. It was very peaceful, uneventful. As soon as I crossed Daytona, I started seeing these people running towards me from one direction. And you know, they had tags and they had numbers. They must be participating in some sort of race or event. And they kept coming, and as I was driving, they were still coming. They were coming from somewhere, but they were heading towards me. And I had to be mindful to shift the lane so that I can observe but not be a part of them. So I just kept observing. I was early enough because I had a goal in mind. I wanted to see the hot sign on Krispy Kreme. So I was driving, and the more I got closer to this sign, I saw more of these people. And they were still running, walking, whatever. The first batch of people I saw, a part of me is an athlete. On the inside here somewhere is an athlete. It's just cushioned in a different format. But it's an athlete there because I was an active athlete in my younger days. I'm still young, but in my even so younger days. So my first thought when I saw this first batch of people, like, oh, they're not using the right body movement. They're just too stiff in their lower back, and they're not really pushing them. I have no idea how long they've been running. But the thought of judgment came through swiftly. So upon the next batch, as I saw, they were still running that way. I said, no, they need to run a little bit more swiftly, move your joints. No idea how long they've been running, but the idea of judgment was there. And in that moment, I recognized, oh, it's not my point in place. Look at myself. I'm sitting in this car, driving, going to get me some donuts and coffee. They are over here running and putting some effort into what they've chosen to do today. Sort of shifted my brain chemistry, my sense of appreciation. From that point forward, each batch I saw, I gave them gratitude. Thank you for choosing what you're doing. Thank you for putting yourself first, making this a journey and experience for yourself. I'm so grateful you're running. I was just naturally, not forcefully, but naturally giving them gratitude for choosing something they wanted to do. There's a choice they made. So I passed a lot of people. There were a lot of volunteers directing the traffic. So as I got to this donut sign, it was hot, and I always compete with that sign, and the sign won today. I pulled in, I got my 2 donuts and my coffee. I saw plenty of time before I get here. I sat and enjoyed, but wait. The door opens, and this gentleman walks in the door. He's got his uniform on that he was competing. He still has his tag on, but he came into the Krispy Kreme. He had a sign on. He had the sign on, and I'm sitting at the table. No judgment, just amusement. Look at him. It got me excited. As I bit into my donut, I'm like, look at this. This is called living life on a whim. He changed lanes. He crossed traffic to come to the Krispy Kreme. They were running the opposite side. And it became very amusing, and I was just like so excited. Didn't feel guilty for those couple of times because he came in to have a piece of enjoyment. And he did the counter personality wanted water, coffee, no. All he wanted a donut and get back on his track. And he did went back and join his group or whoever he was running with. But this was very amusing because it was like a sort of a revelation sitting there, and here we sing, the saints go marching in. And I'm recapping all this experience. So from my way back there, I still was seeing this group of men, women, older, younger, children. They were doing their part. They were creating something they believed in. And my moments of gratitude expanded by each and every one that I saw till I pulled into this driveway. It is such a great opportunity to reflect where we sit today. Each and every one of us have a different journey. We are choosing to live a life full of purpose, no matter where we have come from, no matter where we have been, and no matter where we are. So there is a life that we are living with a purpose. And there is absolutely nothing wrong if once in a while you go for that donut. Take a detour. Make a choice that has some taste that is either good or not so good. Whatever it is, it's okay to take a detour. As long as you know that you have the ability and the power within you to get back on track as you want this to be. It is our experience, it is our growth, and it is our philosophy. One of the early pioneers, explorers, went looking for India, but he didn't end up in India. He went somewhere else. He discovered the United States. But did he get a detour? Did he get, just settle for that? No, whenever he was done, he went back looking for India again. I think he didn't still make it. He found another place. But the story here is he never stopped trying. That was his passion. That was what was driving him. And he chose to make that his life. We are all sitting here in one way, shape, or form, creating our life's journey the way we want it to be. Transitions are always interesting in our lives. I remember the days where I could play a game of cricket for 8 hours straight without losing my breath. But I went through that transition to a comfortable lifestyle of working and sitting and giving brain more importance than my physical body. I went through that transition, and that transition up to this date in time, I'm recognizing my brain, the quality of my intellectual aspects are more important than my physical aspects. This is an imbalance. When we give a part of our aspect more weight than the other, definitely shows an imbalance. However, the brain is valuable because the activities that I enjoy and participate in, that's where it is needed the most. I can move all day long. Should my brain not be with myself, I probably won't be able to do what I need to do. Similarly, for those that have chosen to do hard work, labor-intensive work, they are proud of their strength, they're proud of their tenacity to keep digging till they find the oil well or the water source, or they hit the big mine. That's what they're working for. Everybody has a different drive. Everybody has a different purpose. We all value things differently. But balance within the transition is very important. So my journey to Krispy Kreme is a part of my experience today because it was a reward. It is a part of saying, I've been working hard for myself. There's one donut, no, 2 donuts are just that's what's going to do it. But to understand, reward is, it shouldn't be that frequent. Reward is something special, something that makes you drive even towards a bigger goal. On the journey of spiritualism, it has taught me in many different ways. These rewards come in different ways, shapes, forms, sizes, and expressions. Since we deal with the intangible, non-existing, non-physical energies and participants in our journey of mediumship and demonstration and individuality, working through healing, through mediumship, or any given form, we are dealing with, between humans, we are dealing with non-physical beings. And as we see this transition, those little rewards are called evidences that life continues after the change, called death. And often these evidences don't produce validations, Johnny on the spot, even though you know your accuracy is there, you trust your flow. But often these validations come a week later, a month later, a year later, 3 years later. But you have to trust the part of your purpose. And that transition of producing the evidence and waiting for the validation can be very testing. It will make you question yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right track? So all the intricate thought behind this conversation is, are you living the life of purpose? What it is personal to you. How you're working towards this is yet a personal journey. The question is, no matter where you are, however you are you living a life of purpose? As a medium, as an intuitive, as a practitioner of healing, sitting for healing, sitting for demonstrations, stepping into the power of spirit is the alone purpose that has often driven me to do what I am unaware that I'm capable to do. And it gives me confidence, it humbles me to put myself in those shoes of uncertainty. This time what's going to go on. That life is always leading us with example. It's always in front of us through signs, through little tidbits that we just need to validate if we are doing the right thing or not. How many of us believe in signs? How many of us look for those signs? How many of us follow through when we see signs? Not many. Because we are conditionally trained through our early childhood years in group order and dependencies. The experiences that we have had create a certain outcome. And based on those two things, we just continue our life more and more and more, never wanting to see if we go a different route, what it may create for us. Maybe something better, maybe not so good. So I would encourage everybody, as you're striving to live a life of purpose, the beacon that is within you will allow you to put yourself in the right place as you allow to follow and trust in it. The experience could be minuscule, the experience could be expansive, but you will never be led astray. I, as an individual, standing here just like you, can say there have been many occasions in my life that I have to trust my instinct, I have to trust my gut, just knowing whatever life is going to lead me into, I will be okay. And I have to trust that part of the process, because if I don't, I'm relying on somebody else's instinct. However, it is very important for us to rely on our own value. As we grow into our lives, as we go through this lifetime of opportunity, once again, transitions are always happening. We go from our youth to adulthood, from adulthood to mature adulthood, and then older years. But all these transitions are giving us one thing: more experience, more awareness. And if we are not utilizing it for the right reasons, in the right manner, it's a big question mark right there. So as you're driving to achieve something in your life, whatever it may be for you, please pay attention to the signs. Some signs are great, they are positive. You put your intent out to the Spirit, you look for a sign, and then you try it. If it goes the right way, try it the second time. If it goes the right way, try it the third time. If you see a sign, you go the first time, it doesn't come out so great, try it the second time. If it comes out exactly the same, not so great, third time you would know not to follow that sign. Sometimes signs can save us from certain experiences that we really don't want to bring in our existence. Not every sign will lead you to the positive outcome. Sometimes these signs are there to save us from whatever we need to experience. So being attentive, utilizing those signs, and just making a communication tool between you and your higher consciousness is going to give you so many great things and great results. To those of us who feel and work as healers, we are always looking for signs through our energy field into our client's energy field. We look for signs that will give us those clues of hot and cold spots, light and dark, and we know that signs are unique imprints that we are more familiar with. I don't think any of the teacher has really given me is like, Joy, this is your sign, that's how it's going to work. No, I had to push myself and to learn what my sign is. The language of my energy is my own personal imprint, and so is yours. So as you grow in life, as you walk in life, to understand how you interact with others is possibly happening because you've tuned in, touched in, checked in into their energy, more than the shoes they are standing in. So our primary instinct of conversation comes through our auric field between each other. How many times you've come up to a person and before you've shook their hand, you just knew this is not going to go the right way, or this is going to be a great experience. We all have those sensitivities within ourselves. Our personal compasses are so sensitive. If we choose to listen to it, it will be just so awesome. So please tune in to your own sense of instinct. Please tune into your own sense of purpose, because that is yours, and that always will be. I also would understand through my personal experiences that those who believe in prayers and affirmations can strengthen these signs that come along based on that alone itself. When you put things out in affirmation, when you put your signs out, you put your needs and wants out there, are you choosing to be in the receptive mode? The natural law of receptivity says to give, to ask for something is one thing, but to receive is a whole another thing. We have been taught humility through our growing time periods. You give, and when it comes time to receive, it's a different way of receiving. Allowing yourself to be receptive to your senses can be a very key element in changing the result of your interaction with a situation, a person, an experience of any kind. So examining that can also help us to having a greater outcome from the same scenario that didn't work out the last time. So be open and be sensitive. Keep your personal compasses up high so that you know where you are and what it says to you. As I bring this conversation close, going back to where we started, the people that were running, there were a lot of people that had walkers with them. Yesterday, Delane hosted a Me Strong race, a half marathon, and the last person that came in was on the walker. But that 80-some-year-old lady chose to complete that race. She never gave up. Not giving up, or knowing that you can make it through this lesson, that knowing alone can produce the right chemicals in your brain to push yourself to get from point A to point B. I was so privileged to have this experience this morning here as I share my story with each and every one of you, because I'm going to take it home and I'm going to put it into effect in my own life. The areas that I am sitting still and not doing a lot about is some of those areas that I will be putting myself forward. I will push myself through the uncomfortable zones of my life where it will help me nurture myself. You, as an individual, have a choice to make. Your purposeful life is going to be far more productive and positive should you become an active part of it. Thank you for being here.